One got knocked down, he won't get up again. The other went and knocked him down. One got knocked down, and now he's fucking dead. The other went and knocked him out. Combo breaker!
Dude, classic cartoons are fucking awesome. Their art style's amazing, their comedy, their Toon Force, all that's fucking awesome. So honestly, there's all sorts of characters inspired by this art style, but today's combatants are the best at bringing it into the battlefield. That's right, today we have an epic matchup between Cuphead the Devil Slayer and Peacock the Skullgirl. Ugh, Cuphead. The most frustrating, rage-inducing, blood-boiling game ever created, and yet it took the world by storm, just like Dark Souls. So you know what? Let's see what this Cup brings into combat with him. So Cuphead actually, well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have any powers of his own. Instead, he has this thing where he basically shoots energy projectiles from his hand. Now, other than that, that's about all he has, so let's just go right into that. So Cuphead's standard attack is the Pea Shooter, a straightforward rapid-fire projectile, and the EX version shoots a larger blue version. He has the Chaser, which is a lock-on projectile, the Spread Shot, which is basically a shotgun, the Lobber is a heavy-hitting projectile that's shot in an arc, and he also has the Charge Shot, which is basically a straight shot that does heavy damage if fully charged. He also has the Roundabout, which is essentially just a fucking boomerang. These all have EX versions as well that do extra damage and have a few extra special effects. Now, Cuphead also has a biplane that can fly, shrink, fire machine gun bullets, drop bombs, launch rockets, and even turn into a frickin' missile. He can also dash forward through the air and on the ground, and with his ultimates he can summon a large ghost to attack things, use a large AoE blast attack, or even turn invincible altogether for a few moments. He can also parry and destroy pink projectiles, and this helps him gain super meter to use his ultimates or his EX shots. Now, Cuphead is actually rather strong, as he's beaten the Root Pack, he's torn down living walls, he's even gone toe-to-toe with King Dice and the Devil. He can also dodge fireballs and blunderbuss bullets, and he's even attacked the Devil himself. He's so durable, actually. Well, actually, his durability is interesting. You see, Cuphead can only take 3 hits. However, I am giving him all of his equipment all at the same time, so he can take 6 hits before he dies. Problem is, before anybody says that's a game mechanic, well then explain to me how come a carrot does the same amount of damage as a fireball from the Devil. I mean, the way I see it is it makes more sense to say that he has 6 health rather than saying that a carrot does the same amount of damage as a fireball from the Devil. Now, Cuphead is super smart, as he can easily outsmart the Devil and even scientists who made large robots. But he isn't perfect. Like I said, he can only survive 5 hits and the 6th one will kill him, and he's so greedy he'll gamble his soul away along with his brothers. Not to mention his attacks are ranged only and he has 0 melee options. Skullgirls. This game is really freaking weird. Like, honestly. But we're here to talk about its weirdest combatant, debatably, Peacock, the old school Skullgirl. So, she can fly and has super sight. She's also aware of the 4th wall, which doesn't help in combat, but it's always fun to note. She's resistant to soul manipulation, and she can actually manipulate her weight, and she can create sentient life with her imagination alone. She also has Toon Force style reality warping and portal-based teleportation. So now let's talk equipment. Peacock wears a bulletproof hat and dress, as well as she wields some guns, bombs, chainsaws, and hammers and other such Toon Force-y weapons. She also carries a whistle that allows her to summon a gang of cartoon characters to beat the shit out of her foes, and a few other assorted weapons here and there. Now, she also has her Argus system, aka those long-ass metal arms that have the things that fire lasers off them. She also has the Avery, which is a metal bird that's in her hat and shoots lasers. Now, she's actually said to be one of the strongest characters in the game, stronger than Painwheel and Celebia, who could shatter large chunks of stone and even punch stones so hard they turn into frickin' diamonds. Peacock's also outran explosions, and she has rockets under her dress for faster movement, and she's durable enough to survive a charge from Big Band, and he weighs 5,000 tons. Yeah. Now, Peacock is actually rather smart, as she's memorized every cartoon ever, and she's a skilled fighter, but, she's not flawless. She's, literally really overconfident, and thinks she's the greatest fighter around, and just straight up cocky to the core. Cuphead is looking at his next contract and wanders into a town on his way to go see him. He then sees Peacock standing there. Cuphead puts his contract away and fires a shot at Peacock, who dodges and looks at him and smiles. Cuphead starts charging at blast as Peacock flies forward at high speeds and swings a chainsaw at Cuphead. Cuphead dashes past her and shoots the blast at her, hitting Peacock in the back. Peacock turns around and pulls out a revolver and fires a few blasts at Cuphead. Cuphead dodges and launches multiple lobber shots at Peacock. Peacock gets hit multiple times in the head. Peacock then throws out a bomb at Cuphead, causing an explosion, launching Cuphead high into the air. Peacock then jumps up and slashes a chainsaw straight down, slamming Cuphead down into the ground. Peacock then lands and a robot bird pops out of her hat and fires a large laser, knocking Cuphead into a wall. Cuphead stands back up woozy and fires a few chaser rounds at Peacock, who dodges and throws a few bombs at him. Cuphead turns invincible for a few seconds and fires a large charge shot Peacock when his ultimate wears off. Peacock then throws a pie at Cuphead, shattering his head on impact. Peacock laughs as she walks away. The winner is Peacock. And, it was fairly obvious, actually. See, here's the thing. I usually have a character to lean towards, and then I do the research and everything. And I honestly thought Cuphead would stand a really good chance in this match, because of all his different shot types and his airplane, but he really doesn't have a way to beat Peacock, and here's why. See, she holds a strength, speed, and durability edge at city level and hypersonic, whereas Cuphead's only building level and subsonic. Now, there's a few other problems holding Cuphead back, and a huge one is his health. Cuphead with max equipment gets 6 health altogether, meaning 6 hits will put him down for good. And against a character like Peacock who's very combo heavy, and she can just fuck up Cuphead altogether. She's a freaking fighting game character who relies on combos, so one good hit can launch Cuphead into a pretty much never-ending combo that kills him in a matter of seconds. There's also the fact that Cuphead relies solely on ranged projectiles. He has no melee attacks, whereas Peacock has both ranged and melee attacks. Then we take into the fact that Peacock's dress and hat are bulletproof, and while Cuphead's attack isn't bullets, they are projectiles, and you tell me if you could punch someone in a bulletproof vest and have it do the same amount of damage as a punch if they're not wearing it. It's gonna resist the impact, making Cuphead's weaponry even harder to use against Peacock effectively. So, with an overwhelming strength, speed, and durability advantage, as well as pretty much everything else going for her, our winner is Peacock. Time on Combo Breaker! So I'm a huge nerd. I love video games, comic books, movies, superheroes, all of that. So, for our next battle, we've got 2 superheroes and 2 video game characters clashing. That's right, we've got Soldier 76 and Reaper versus Captain America and the Winter Soldier. First of all, let me thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to any friends you know who like versus debates. And, tell me what you think of the next match. Give me your predictions, maybe suggest matches in the comments, and they might happen.